Hello and welcome to today's video. So for today we're going to do my April wrap up, and at the end I'm going to do a little birthday haul because April was also my birthday month. Let's get into the books. So the first book I read for April was, it's right here beside me, Glow of the Everflame. This is the second book in the Kindred Curse saga? Yes, Kindred Curse saga. Book 2, so I don't want to say too much since it is the second book, but I'll read you what it says on the back here. I am your sword. Point me at your enemies and watch them fall. So, this one kind of similar to the first one where the beginning is very kind of slow. Like there's a lot going on, but it's pretty much a big build up for the last few chapters where everything's kind of revealed and then you're left on a cliffhanger and you're like, I need the second book. That's why I started this one. Immediately after the first book I read, Spark of the Everflame, I immediately wanted to get into this one. And in this one, no, I can't really tell you what happens in this one. You gotta read the first one first. Just know that I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. I'm loving this series a lot. It's becoming one of my new favorite series, I think. I am going to be reading the third one. What is it? Heat of the Everflame in May. If you just watched my May TBR. Pretty sure that's on there. So that was my first book. And then the next book I read, which I don't have a physical copy of, was Final Girls. That was one of my TBR picks. Oh, speaking of my April TBR, there were 2 books that I did not get to, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to get to them. One of them being Red Rising. I tried the last 2 days of April to read that. I was thinking about doing a little vlog of trying to finish one more book on my TBR, but I wasn't really in the mood to be reading that one. I do still want to get to it eventually, but it's just going to take me some time. And then the other one was Mistborn. I am still on the wait list for that from the library, so I haven't gotten it yet. And then I got it for like the 7-day skip the line loan, but I was in the middle of another book, or like I had another book that was gonna be returned sooner, or I was more interested in. But again, I still want to get to that one. It's just not yet. Okay. Back to, oh yes, the second book I read was Final Girls by Riley Sager. It was a thriller, and it's about final girls. So pretty much, in movies when there's the last person standing at the end of the horror film, it's about real life girls that were the only ones left alive after a very traumatic, like, serial killer event, and kind of their journey over the few months or so in the book. I don't know what it is. It was entertaining and I was intrigued, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm a thriller girly. I try so hard. There's been a couple that I really enjoyed, but I don't think I'm a thriller girl, especially around this time of year. So maybe it was just the timing of reading it, but I still enjoyed it and I was still entertained, and I wanted to know what happened, but wasn't my favorite. And then the next book I read was Water Moon. I think the next few are going to be from my TBR list that I made. So Water Moon, I believe, was on my TBR. And this one was another, I think, translated work. It was actually very similar to the Rainfall Market, as in you're going on a journey, like kind of a quest in a different dimension or world. So in Water Moon, the main character, her father works for a pawn shop where you can sell one of your regrets, like a choice you regret, and then you'll get something in return. I can't remember what you get in return. So she ends up inheriting this pawn shop, and things happen. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. Again, it was pretty entertaining, and the adventure is really fun and quirky, and there's some really creepy children in it. It really creeped me out, but the little twist at the end was, I honestly did not see coming, and usually I can see twists coming, but that one was entertaining too. And yeah, I quite enjoyed that one actually. It was a fun little read, and the cover is just beautiful, and just so many crazy things, and like, because you're in a different world, and I don't know how much I can say without, we're just gonna take a quick peek on my phone. Okay, I'll read you what it says on Goodreads. A woman inherits a pawn shop where you can sell your regrets, and then embarks on a magical journey when a charming young physicist wanders into the shop. In this dreamlike and enchanting fantasy novel, a back street in Tokyo lies a pawn shop, but not everyone can find it. Most will see a cozy ramen restaurant, and only the chosen ones, those who are lost, will find a place to pawn their life choices and deepest regrets. That's just like the little first part there. So yeah, I was very intrigued by that concept, and it was a fun ride. Quite enjoyed it. So the next book I read, I think everybody's reading this series right now, and my sister read it and she's loving it. It's Gild. So I can't remember what the series is called, but so I read Gild next. Again, I'll put a photo right here because I don't have a physical copy. And this one is like a King Midas inspired story where the girl, like the main girl in it, this is not a spoiler, she was touched by Midas and turned to gold. So her skin's gold, her hair's gold, everything is gold. And she's pretty much King Midas's treasure, and she's kept in a cage. And, she's, supposed to be his favorite thing. And like between them, I feel like there's a lot more that happens in the rest of the book. Like, this is book one, and the ending of this book was intense. There are some spicy scenes. Honestly, this book starts off with like a full throttle like orgy, not gonna lie. Okay, so be prepared for that. And then there's kind of a little bit more dark romance, like dark intimate scene near the end, so just maybe check trigger warnings. But I quite enjoyed it. My sister loved it as well, and she said that each book, for her at least, is getting better and better, so I'm excited to read the next one. I don't think that one was on my April TBR, but that's okay. And then next, I read the Strawberry Cake Pancake House. Yeah. These are so cute. I love this series. Is this doesn't say what series it is on the cover. Dream Harbor series. Okay, I think this is the Dream Harbor series. So these are really cute. They're like Hallmark movies in a book, pretty much, with a little bit of spicy scenes sprinkled in. This one starts off with Archer. I think his name is Archer. Yeah. Oh, look at me remembering the characters' names. Okay, Archer in this one. We start off with him, and he finds out he has a daughter that he didn't know about, and the mom, has passed away, and he is the sole guardian of this kid now, and he lives in Europe as a cook, and he has to pretty much completely change his life to come take care of this kid. And of course he runs into our main female, Iris, and she doesn't want kids. She's just like a free spirit, always changing jobs and stuff like that. So it's kind of their journey together. It's really sweet. It's cute. I quite enjoyed this one actually. There is, okay, or I don't know if this is a spoiler, so it might be. So spoiler warning for the next sentence. If you're wanting to read this, heads up. Okay. There is accidental pregnancy in here, and it just kind of came out of left field. So it kind of pissed me off, not gonna lie. I do not like the accidental pregnancy in books at all. Like, I don't mind if there's a kid already established in the book, but accidental pregnancy just drives me nuts. So yeah, that does happen, and it kind of just came out of nowhere, I feel. And it was kind of unnecessary in my personal opinion, but other than that, this was great. I loved it. The next book I read was Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. Yeah, by Laura Steven. Now this one, I think I saw this one on TikTok, maybe, or when like browsing the store. The cover caught my eye. It's just so beautiful, and look at the, I got the special edition, so the edges are gold as well, and then the cover is like that, which says maybe that's all love is in the end, an endless tempting of it. So this one is about a couple who Arden? Yes, Arden is pretty much, so it's Arden and Evelyn, I think is how you say her name. It's written as Evelyn, but I'm pretty sure the way they were saying it in the book is Evelyn. If you should read the book and you'll figure out why, or you'll discover why. So this one I loved. This was a 5-star for me. I enjoyed this so much. I also really loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which this is kind of like compared to, along with How to Lose the Time War. I think that's kind of how it's described. And I loved The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, so I picked this up. And so Arden and Evelyn pretty much die before their 18th birthday every life. So they reincarnate, and they always come back to life, and every single time in every life, Arden goes to try and kill Evelyn. Sometimes she kills him first because, you know, she's sick of it, and she doesn't know why. He does. He's very hesitant about telling her, and so you're kind of going through all the different timelines. Like, you're going between the present timeline, which I think is 2022, and then all their other different past timelines of like their history throughout the histories. But when you're going back in time, each chapter of going back in time, it goes back in time even more. I don't know if that makes sense, but this was really cool. And there's actually a couple little reveals in here that my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh shit, like I did not see that coming. But yeah, this was really good. My sister's currently reading this right now because I told her to. So hopefully she likes it as well. But this was so fun. I loved this. And if you liked The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I think you would also really enjoy this too. I haven't read How to Lose a Time War, so I don't know about that one. Okay, cool. The next book I read that was also on my April TBR was Nocticadia. I had a few people recommend this to me, and so I finally got to it, and oh, it gave me the heebie-jeebies and the like, ugh, because it's all about like parasites and like the little worms, and it's it's creepy, and it's pretty much, you start off with, oh crap, Lilia, what the frick is her name? Hold on. We have our main female character. Don't remember her name, and Goodreads doesn't say it in the blurb, so I can't remember her name. But so we have her. We start off with her. Her mom is has an illness, and she's kind of going crazy and like don't know what's wrong. And then we kind of jump to like this was in the past, or like now we're in the present day, and she's still trying to figure out what happened with her mom, and because you would see worms coming out of her mouth or something like that, and it's just real gross. So she ends up getting accepted to Nocticadia, which is a university for scientific research, and like she wants to be a doctor, I believe, of some sort. And so she gets accepted to the school, and you know, she has some family stuff going on that kind of tries to like mess with that, and really creepy stepdad friend. Yeah, so she pretty much goes to the school, and she meets the professor. They say his name in the little blurb, which is Devrick, I believe. Devrick Bramwell. So he's Professor and Dr. Bramwell, I believe. So he's researching a parasite that kind of pretty much like kind of gets you slowly. He's trying to inject something from the worms into him to help with illness he has. And yeah, so they kind of meet, and you know, professor and student romance ensues. And so it's kind of just the journey about that. And then there's some like secret group at the school that is intense. I am not explaining this very well, but it's a dark romance. It's college professor student kind of, I guess, tropes, if you will. There is some dark scenes in this. Like, honestly, most of it's not that dark. The really only dark part is when her like stepdad, like kind of stepdad's uncle or friend, can't remember his name, probably because I didn't like him, but he like, I guess is, oh, I don't know. Anyway, he's creepy. He's, you know, there's just a scene with him that is like the dark part. So I honestly didn't find it to be that dark of a romance comparing it to other dark romances that I've read. So it wasn't too bad. I kind of felt like there was something missing, but I don't know what, if that makes sense. But I still enjoyed it. I was still very intrigued of what the heck was going to happen. It creeped me out. I think it was supposed to, with all the worms and and the worms started getting teeth. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it was a good time. Again, it's not my favorite dark romance, but I had a fun ride listening to it. The last book I read for April was Wild Side by Elsie Silver. And this one, I loved this so much. This one actually might be my favorite one of the series. Yeah, and this one, ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Great picture. I think this one, no, there isn't one on the other side. Okay, so this one is Tabitha and Reese. So this one's Tabitha and Reese. And you kind of get a little snippet of them at the end of Wild Eyes, I think is the last one. So you kind of get a hint of who's going to be in this one. And then at the end of this one, you kind of get a hint of who's going to be in the last, or in the next book that's coming out. But I loved this. This was so much fun. This is about Reese. He is, oh, again, see, I don't know if things are spoilers or not. Okay, pretty much he is kind of hiding stuff and doesn't always tell Tabitha the truth. And this deals with grief pretty much throughout the whole book. And because Tabitha's sister passes and leaves behind a 3-year-old little boy. So she's taking care of this little boy, but then Reese comes in and he is actually on the guardianship. Like he's the legal guardian of this little boy. And Tabitha's like, what the heck? And so there is kind of like, it's like a enemies to lovers kind of thing. And this one was really lovely. I loved their story. I loved the growth. I loved pretty much all of it. Those are all the books I read for April. And it was about 8, so I think that's pretty average. Last month, I don't know what came over me of how I got to 13 for March, but 8 is about my usual, so hoping to do that again for May. But those are the books I read in April. And then now, if you don't want to see my little birthday haul, since April was my birthday month as well, by all means, you can leave. Thank you for watching my wrap up for April. But now we're going to get into a couple things that I got for my birthday. So when my husband had asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I was like, honestly, you could just bring me to the bookstore and get me a bunch of books. That's cool. And so that's what he did. So I got Ice Planet Barbarians. And then I didn't have the physical copy of Spark of the Everflame, so I got Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and then Heat of the Everflame. And then my parents and my sister, they bought me a new hairdryer, which, funny story about this is in January, I was getting ready to go to the midnight release of Onyx Storm. And so I showered and then I kind of did the prep for my hair and I went to go blow dry my hair and my dryer did not work. So that sucked. So I haven't had a dryer for like 4 months, and it's so nice to have it again. But then with not using a dryer for 4 months, I forgot how heavy these can be and how much of an arm workout it is. I don't even have that much hair either. So it doesn't usually take me that long to do my hair, but this thing it's kind of heavy. At least heavier than what I remember a dryer being. So the first time I did blow dried my hair again, I was like, oh, I was getting a little sore. Oh, also there was a new Jellycat drop at Indigo. Oh yeah, the weekend that I was celebrating, like my husband and I were celebrating my birthday. So I went and got a little bow tie pasta. Look how cute he is with the little feet. He's so cute. I couldn't decide between him or the ravioli. I just thought, it's like a little bow tie. I don't know. I thought he was cute. I chose him, and then I really, 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 really wanted the pancakes, but I had gotten there, like they opened at 10, so I got there at 9:30. So I was like, oh, sweet. I'm going to be a half hour early. The door was open. They did a soft open at 9 a.m. So instead of being a half hour early, I was a half hour late. So the pancakes were gone. I'm really sad about it because I wanted it to go with my strawberry pancake house, even though I think they're blueberry pancakes. Anyway, so instead I ended up getting the little waffle, which is okay too. I think my husband's favorite of the two is waffles. I think I actually like pancakes more, but I also love waffles. So I got the little waffle. He's so cute. Yeah, so those sit with well, this one sits with this guy. Yeah. Anyway, so I got that. And then, okay, this one's gonna be a little hard to see. Okay, so this one, my mother-in-law, because actually the weekend before my birthday was also Easter. And then also Easter Sunday was mine and my husband's first year wedding anniversary. So it was a lot all in one. We went for Easter dinner on Sunday, and my mother-in-law crocheted me this blanket. So look, it's kitties. It's all cats in a row. This thing is huge too. It's huge and it's thick and it's so cozy. But at first I had no idea what it was. Like I was like, oh cool. Like that's a neat blanket. It's super thick. But where are we going here? Yeah, so it's little kitty cats, and then they're actually the colors of my actual cats, because I have a black and white one, and then I have a tortoiseshell one. So they're the colors of my cats. So cute. So cute. I loved it. It's so cozy and a good reading blanket.
I forgot to show this puzzle because my friend gave it to me and she gave it to me early, so I forgot. She got this for me for my birthday. This one's kind of cool because it's has like plastic pieces. So you have pieces like this where it's going to be the border. So it's meant to be hung up and you can pick it up no problem. But yeah, the pieces are very sturdy and they stick together. And I'm excited to do this one, but it's been kind of hard actually to do so far.
Something else we did is kind of for like our anniversary, there's a new like game place that opened in one of the cities near us. It's called Activate. So it's kind of where you go in, it's got different rooms and you pretty much play different games, and like each room has multiple games you can play within the room and you get it to yourself. It's like, I don't know, 30 to 60-second games in the room. So there's one where there's like lights on the ground and you have to like run to get to the light. I'll see if I can put it up here, a little video of it. And then there's another one where you're kind of just jumping and following directions on the screen. And then one of my favorite ones actually is like the whole entire like wall around you has lights of like different kind of patterns. And then there's one on top of the wall where like you have to try and find that one. That one was really fun. I love search and find kind of things. So I really enjoyed that one. And we pretty much, you can play competitive or cooperative. And it was just me and my husband, so it was really funny. it was actually a lot of fun. We had an hour to play, so we got to play a bunch of ones. There's also like a basketball, like shooting a basketball one, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, so it was a great weekend. So there you have it. There's my wrap up and my little mini birthday haul. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you stayed to the end for after the little birthday haul, thank you so much for staying, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.